In a Machiavellian context, silence is a calculated tool to control information and manipulate perceptions. Silence represents a strategic reserve of power, enabling observation without revealing vulnerabilities. Strategic silence allows for assessment of situations without disclosing one's intentions. Remaining silent encourages others to speak, revealing their motives and strategies. Passive information gathering enables a comprehensive understanding of the competitive landscape. Extended periods of listening correlate with increased acquisition of valuable insights.
Have you ever noticed how quickly people react to everything? A rude comment, a piece of news, a shifting emotion, they respond instantly, as if not reacting is a weakness, as if stillness is surrender. But what if the truth is the opposite? What if the one who does not react is actually in control? Philosophers, mystics, and strategists across centuries have all pointed to the same hidden truth. Stillness is not passivity. It's power distilled. And those who master it, not just physically, but mentally, become immovable in a world that spins itself into chaos. Let's explore why the ability to not react is one of the rarest, most profound demonstrations of power you can wield. We live in a world addicted to response. Notifications buzz, tempers flare, egos demand defense. In an age where attention is currency, the loudest voice often feels like the richest. But look closer. Who gains more? The person who immediately lashes out in anger, or the one who pauses, watches, and replies days later with precision? Ancient Stoics like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius taught one fundamental rule of power. We cannot control events, but we can always control our response. And silence, both internal and external, is the ultimate form of that control. Stillness is not the absence of thought, it's the refinement of it. To stay silent, to not react, doesn't mean nothing is happening. On the contrary, stillness is thinking at its highest level. It's thought that has been stripped of noise. It is the difference between a man shouting in panic and another one quietly observing the same fire, already planning how to escape it. The mind that can resist the urge to respond instantly is not empty. It's measured. It is a mind that watches, calculates, waits. And in that space, it sees what others miss. When we react impulsively, we expose ourselves, our insecurities, our fears, our desires. Every uncontrolled outburst is a data point for the strategist watching you. But the person who doesn't react, they reveal nothing. This is a concept Eastern philosophers deeply understood. In the Tao Te Ching, Laozi writes, "He who knows does not speak. He who speaks does not know." That might seem extreme, but the principle is clear. In silence, in stillness, in the refusal to be provoked, lies immense strength. Not because you lack emotion, but because you govern it. Not because you are cold, but because you are disciplined. Here's something most people overlook. Humans can't tolerate uncertainty. If you remain silent in an argument, the other person often starts filling the silence with their own insecurities. Why? Because nature abhors a vacuum, and so does the mind. When you remain still, people project onto you. They imagine what you're thinking. They assume depth, strategy, even superiority. This psychological projection creates an aura of mystique. It's the same principle used by Zen masters, negotiators, interrogators, and chess champions. Stillness isn't absence, it's tension. It's a loaded silence. And the person who breaks first loses. Look at history's most influential thinkers. Not those who screamed for attention, but those who moved with quiet precision. Socrates asked questions, but rarely gave away his hand. Leonardo da Vinci painted and invented in silence, letting his work speak. Gandhi led revolutions through stillness, not fury. Even modern CEOs like Satya Nadella or Tim Cook speak far less than their more volatile peers, but their influence runs deeper. Because influence isn't always about volume, it's about timing. When you speak rarely, your words carry weight. When you act sparingly, your actions define you. We are told today that to have worth, we must have opinions on everything. That if we're not reacting, we're irrelevant. That if we're not posting, we're silent. And if we're silent, we're complicit. But this modern doctrine has created chaos. We've traded thought for triggering. We've abandoned wisdom for instant response. We've sacrificed depth at the altar of visibility. What's the result? A world full of noise. Everyone shouting, no one listening. Everyone reacting, few reflecting. Everyone answering, no one asking better questions. Stillness is not merely a personality trait. It is a deliberate tactic. In negotiation, the one who speaks last often wins. In leadership, the calm voice in crisis commands the most respect. In argument, the composed listener outlasts the reactive screamer. In war, the patient general, who moves only when timing is right, claims victory with fewer battles. The power of stillness is that it changes the tempo. It creates asymmetry. While others are caught in speed and urgency, the still one slows time, waiting for others to overplay their hands. This isn't about being passive. It's about being intentional. Try this. The next time someone provokes you, pause. Count to 5 in your head. Feel the emotion rising, but don't speak. Observe it. Let it burn, then let it fade. And then decide, is a response needed at all? Or does silence say more? In that moment, you'll discover something powerful. That your reaction is a gift, not a given. That your voice is a tool, not a reflex. And that your stillness is not your weakness, but your weapon. Conclusion: stillness is rare, and therefore valuable. In a world trained to react, the one who doesn't stands apart. In a culture obsessed with expression, the one who listens becomes powerful. And in a time where noise dominates, the one who moves silently holds all the leverage. The next time you're tempted to speak, to fight back, to prove yourself, pause. Ask yourself, what if not reacting is the strongest move I could make? And as you sit in that stillness, remember, power doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers, and sometimes it says nothing at all.